Are we live, live? It looks like we're live. I think we're live. Hey everyone, Griever here to bring you guys another Griever stream. Live reaction for One Punch Man, chapter 128. Apparently, even though the previous chapter wasn't 127, it also was not chapter 128. This makes no sense to me, the numbering scheme of One Punch Man. I've seen that happen before, like it was like chapter 118 and then 118 and a half. No, that's not how that works, but whatever. Either way. So, yeah, of course, as usual, we're going to wait for a few people to hop in. I was going to do this about an hour or two ago, but when the chapter kind of first dropped, but kind of wanted to get a couple of chores out of the way, and plus everybody else, like Keishan Prime, go check out his channel and stuff like that. They were all uploading their own reactions. Like, some people are much more on the ball with that anyway. So I figured, okay, well, I'll wait about an hour and a bit, and then I'll stream, right? So, and thankfully we're here. We're here to see what's going to go on in chapter 128. Now, I'm not really sure 100% what is going to go down in chapter 128. I have no expectations that we're going to jump back to something fantastic like Garo or something like that. A lot of people, of course, kid all the time and say, oh, we're going to have a 50-page chapter of Gums versus Pig God and such, right? And I really doubt that's the case. But one of the big ones, I guess, is that I think we're just going to continue the Tatsumaki stuff, you know, because we have Psychos literally about to fuse with King Orochi, or what's left of Lord King Orochi. So I don't think Nakaba would Nakaba, jeez, yep, you can tell it's a Monday. I can see that Murata would not. I don't think he'd jump away from that hype first thing. So there is that. Let's see. Greek God in here saying, let's go. Yeah, let's go. Solar Warrior saying, hi. Keisha Prime saying, damn, I missed it. Was coloring an image. You missed it. It just started, buddy. It just started. And Solar Warrior says, you'll be happy and maybe then pissed. Interesting. I wonder why, but okay. One says, oh wow, didn't expect a live stream. And Keisha Prime said, oh wait, I'm on time. I misread 72 seconds for 72 minutes. Yeah, okay. Well, see, that's why I waited, people. I said I would do a live stream soonish around, it was around 4:30, 5 o'clock, and now it's just past 7, you know. I figured that there would be, maybe Grim would be more on the ball or something. I knew Keishan was going to do his right out of the way, because he's always right there on the money. So, yeah, it's good to wait. One said, so we just starting then? Yes. Why does everyone think that the stream is over? I would not have. Look at the chat, guys. Do you think I would have done 72 minutes worth of a stream, you know, with three people talking? You know, I would have been like, oh well, let's hurry this along. That wouldn't have lasted 72 minutes. Alrighty. So, as I said, either way, we always, of course, wait a couple minutes for everyone to jump in. Apparently, everyone thinks the stream is over, so that might be good or bad. I might be able to get through this and get some other chores done and such. But yeah, because the month of March, guys, for those of you who missed a couple of my videos recently, I'll be working more like 6 days a week rather than 5, and maybe some longer hours and nights and stuff. So my content will suffer as a result, because of course there's still the regular things that need doing week to week and day to day, alongside of YouTube and such. So just hold out for that. I'm lucky to be here for this one anyways, and yeah. Alrighty. As I said, we always wait about 5-6 minutes. Usually One Punch Man, you grab enough people right off the bat. Excuse me. So one says, have not read the translation, so going to be reading alongside you this time. Cool. All right. Dragon's Rage is in here. Says, yo, what's up? And yeah, so I do have the chapter open, and as I said, I don't get this whole numbering thing with One Punch Man. Like, what the hell's a half chapter? How is this 128? We already had 128. You know? Oh no, that was supposed to be 127, except it was released 2 weeks later, so it's a new chapter. No. Reminds me of that Patrick Star and Boros meme. So I'm a god level threat. Makes sense to me. Alright, I'm God. Dragon Plus. You know? It's like, no, that's not the way it works. Anyways. Alrighty. I think we can jump into this. Already. How many pages we got? Oh, this is going to be a short one. Jesus. See? Now, people like Grim Reaper, nice enough guy as he is, thinks that page number is a spoiler. And at this point, I will admit it's a bit of a spoiler in this case because 27 pages, unless there's a lot of dialogue or a lot of shit to go over, I feel like this live stream is going to be very quick, compared to my other ones, compared to my usual hour and a half, 2 hour. Because within those 27 pages, you're going to have a credits page and this opening cover page here. So really, we're working with less than 25 pages, really. Or just 25 pages. So let's see. Let's get underway, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what we got here. The union of deeply rooted malice and psychic powers. The greatest evil has borne fruit. One Punch Man, story by One and art by Murata. Okay, there seems to be some weird sort of twisted tree-looking thing. We see like a nucleus with all the receptors firing. It almost looks like like the Venom symbiote coming up with nerve endings, like a nervous system of a body. That part at the beginning there looks like a mouth, I guess, almost like the endless serpent sort of idea, starting slowly working its way around, trying to eat its own tail. It looks interesting. It certainly looks interesting. I don't really see anything else that I'm supposed to like recognize as a famous painting or anything. It definitely looks really nice with the black background and everything. I think it looks cool, but we'll have to wait and see. I think we already had a great enough fusion this week, though, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think they're gonna beat the fusion that was Valkyrie. Okay, I don't think that fusion's gonna be beat by this week. Psychos and Orochi, but I might stand corrected. So, main translator HDX, cleaning and typeset, of course, is our boy Vib, and redraws by Kugel Blitz. Alright, so, first page, or page 3, we have cracks in the windows. The place looks like it's been taken over, sort of like that Last of Us, Resident Evil look, like the place has been infected by more than just, or that Darksiders feeling, you know what I mean? It looks a lot like a combination of Darksiders or The Last of Us, The entire place has been infected. We see a bunch of monsters here, it looks like, or... Like, once again, like, this time, I don't think it's just the dragon's heads, because that looks like different forms and different eyes, but it could be, it's a bunch of tentacles, meat, sacks, eyes, and a lot of teeth, all being swarmed. We see the cracks, so the flood comes in of some form, water's coming in. It continuously builds up. I believe that's Psychos there. Ugh, Jesus Christ, yeah, because there's the couch she was on, I believe, and everything way down in the corner. That's meant to be Psychos merging with Orochi and all the different body parts and tentacles of Orochi with a bunch of eerie sound effects. I mean, if you're into that kind of thing, you're into it, but that, okay, all right. Let's see, page 4 here. We still have... I believe that's what's happening down there anyways. I could be wrong. We see on page 4 here the bunch of dragon mouths, dinosaur mouth looking things, still firing a bunch of beams and shots at Tatsumaki. and Tatsumaki twisting them all up or attempting to fire them back into the dragon mouths or something like that. She's pointing a finger, less epic than Escanor ever could, but they all seem to be twisting into a form, so maybe she's going to grab them and fire them all back where they came from, or maybe she's currently doing it. All I see right now is the twisting motion, and then, yeah, okay, so now she's twisting them all together, and she's crunching them all together like a whirlwind sort of idea here on the next page. I mean, that looks pretty epic, but I'm just gonna go on a limb here and say this: the structural integrity of that wall right now is unlikely, but okay. So that giant hole will just sit there. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I can't say it wouldn't happen, but this poor underground city monster association place has been taking such a goddamn beating. Like, I know we've had cave-ins and such, but we should really be seeing a lot more cave-ins. What, with all the firing a blast? Like, once again, this might be the One Punch Man universe, but regular physics of regular stone and brick and wood still apply as far as I'm aware. So, I mean, with Rover firing blasts off, Orochi, Saitama, Tatsumaki in here, Psychos, like everything that's going on, and everyone blowing shit up. I mean, there should be a lot more cave-ins. I mean, at this point, they might as well just all get buried alive. Okay, we're just seeing Tatsumaki floating in a little ball here in the next panel. I don't know what this is supposed to represent. Is she, like, pushing it all that way, or is she crushing all the different heads? I assume that's what that's supposed to represent. She's slowly... Yeah, that's what it's doing. Yeah, like, this makes no structural sense whatsoever. Like, you see there on the left-hand side where two of those holes are super close together, the entire weight of that structure would start to collapse in on itself. I mean, it still might. It still might happen. But yeah, she's doing that. So what we saw on the first page, she's done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least 10 times here in this next panel. So she's just crushing all those dragon heads like it's nothing. Next page, we see, okay, so that wasn't, because there we see Psychos. That's Psychos right there. So, okay, clearly that wasn't Psychos in the, what page was that? Cancel, I don't want to move to page number. So right there on the bottom of page 3, that's clearly not Psychos. I mean, the hair might have given it away, but of course there's also a growing tentacle and a bunch of veins out of this body. So I mean, and teeth. So I'm taking whatever that is. I mean, it's massive right now, but I have no idea. I don't know who that's supposed to be. Am I forgetting something? That better not be my lovely cat girl. My cat girl was not that big compared to that couch. Unless this is giganticism or something, and, you know, Caesar or Dr. Vegapunk figured out the formula in the form of Orochi or something for gigantism, and somebody called Big Mom. Somebody called Big Mom and let them know. We found out how to make giants. But yeah, I guess, is that supposed to be my girl? Is that supposed to be... That's supposed to be my cat girl. If it is, that's a sorry state. That's a really sorry state. Oh, man. Oh, that's depressing. All right. Anyways, let's jump back. We got page 6 here. So Psychos has yet to actually be devoured, I guess. So I was wrong about that. Orochi's, I guess symbiote is jumping up, ready to take Psychos into himself. Tatsumaki notices and says, "You are not getting away." And the suffix in bubbles is just Orochi spreading, hard to really translate. Okay, that's fair. So Orochi seems to just keep, even with the symbiote form, just keeps spreading himself and firing off more beams with, open mouths. And still firing from all directions, it seems, against Tatsumaki here. one after another. It's relentless, she says. Is this sticky stuff a monster executive? And then we jump to the next page. We're on page 7. Tatsumaki is still blocking with her psychotic shield because she's a psycho. She's psychotic. She's still blocking with her shield there. And it says, I don't know how deep this goes. Although I want to turn the whole hideout upside down. Without knowing the kid's location, I'll end up involving him. And we see her, I guess she has a past where she's screaming as a child behind it. You know what's really sad? You all know what exactly I'm going to say. She looks like she's kept in a cell as a young child. Or it could have been yesterday. Because she looks the fucking same. There's some scientists running there from some crazy big monster looking thing. Ironically, got the eyes, sort of the eyes of Rover, and the rest looks like Orochi. Them chasing and her kept behind a cage screaming, sort of idea. And then we get a shot of her still thinking, can someone just rescue the kid already? Such incompetence. Well, why don't you rescue the kid, you incompetent? I liked how she bitch talked to My Mask, but, now she's blaming everybody else that they can't rescue the kid when she literally went back in to rescue the kid. And how well have you fared? You're assuming you're the only one that's become distracted or something, Jesus. Level of arrogance. Escanor level arrogance does not work on Tots. It does not. Alrighty. Let's jump over to the chat for a minute because we're gonna finish this chapter really quick if I keep going at this pace. So, one says, "Hi, dragon." That's actually the underground base. That the thing that looks like a brain. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's fair. That looks cool. That's one saying. Yeah, it does look like a brain. Yeah, it did look like the neurons, as I said, the neurons of the nucleus and everything firing. Brain, nucleus, whatever. It looked pretty cool. Phoenix Man is in here, says, hello. Gumsgang says, oh, the stream started. Yes, it did. Phoenix Man, I'm here to witness. Gumsgang, cool. One says, those monsters are the ones that Psychos had in her underground base. Gotcha. That makes sense. That makes more sense. Phoenix Man says, Guorochi. MC Dude says, Brorochi. I like that. Brorochi. MC Dude says, the subterraneans should have gotten jobs on the surface world as architects. No shit, eh? No shit, because it did a really good job. One says, Tentacle Rochi. Yeah. It's getting I'm getting that bit of that H vibe. That H vibe is slowly creeping in. I'm going on the Spider-Man symbiote thing for now, so it doesn't go too good. Phoenix Man says, your cat girl is DEAD. Yeah. Best woman in all of One Punch Man. Dead before her time. With a heavy heart, we must accept this. We must accept that the best girl in One Punch Man, potentially, alongside the greatest dragon in Dragon Fan himself, is no longer with us. And we need to accept that. So, MC Dude says, she looks like herself. Yeah, I guess. MC Dude says, everyone except Flashy is getting whipped. They're all started getting humbled. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, that's a good thing. Oh boy, the next page, says MC Dude, okay? Dragon's Rage says, Tots is getting more depth. Glad to see it. Yeah, I'm glad to see it. Yeah. I mean, sure, but they better do, they're going to need to fill out, not that I necessarily want to read it, but they got to fill out 100-page backstory chapter. She needs a guidance for me to have any 1% of accepting why she is the way she is. That they really got to, Murata or whoever, somebody's really got to sell, some, back when Nakaba knew how to write a character and pull some Gother shit with Tatsumaki for me to have any sympathy or empathy for her character. I hope she gets fucking throttled here. Um, let's see. Greek God says Tots seemed to care about Tario at the very least, but due to this, she can't seem to go all out. Yeah, but the fact of the matter is that she's also at the same time she's basically blaming the fact that she went to look for him. She got caught up in a different situation, and now she's not blaming her own problems. She's like, well, I can't go all out because the other people that are in here with me couldn't do what I set out to do. Like, she's acting as though she's not there to save the kid too. You know, she's acting like it's everybody else's problem to save the kid, and they're not doing it fast enough for her liking. That attitude, man, does not win her any points with me. Let's see. One says, is sad seeing a cat girl go? Absolutely, absolutely. We need more cat girls. You know, the 90s was full of them. The late 80s and early 90s was full. That was the classic anime thing. Dog guys and cat girls. That was the thing. The era of Inuyasha. The era of Animorphs. The year of, you know, Yoruichi was around. Everything, when Bleach, everything was good. Cat girls ran amok. You had a Vision of Escaflowne cat girls. You know, you actually had multiple there. You had Slayers, I think, had a cat girl in it and such. There was an abundance of them, and they were great. Now we have none, and it's very depressing. I'm not saying there are no anime with them. Of course there is, but like, there's not an overabundance of sexy cat girls anymore. Hashtag not a furry. One says, though seeing any monster girl go is sad for me. That's fair. One says, Flash don't need to get whipped. He is a high and strong hero. He acts high and mighty because he can back it up. I mean, Tatsumaki, I won't deny, is a strong hero at everything. I mean, hero being a lucrative word, but she's also up on her high horse when, you know, so. Interspecies reviewers, 10 out of 10 monster girls. Absolutely. You've been watching Nux Talk, my friend. Yes. Did you vote on the anime list? You know, just to troll on the anime list. Just to flex on the anime list. Alright, so I think we're good there. I think we're good. Make sure the stream's still doing okay. I gotta check that more. Usually I don't have a problem with my internet. Though I am noticing I got 12 people in here, but only 2 likes. What's up with that? I know. I got eczema on my face. I don't think it looks attractive either, especially with no beard to like kind of cover it up to make it look like it's right there, big red patch. But come on, guys, don't like it because you think I'm pretty. Don't not like it because you think I'm ugly. Like because I am here for you reading One Punch Man chapter 128. And though I'm not the best reactor, you're still here. You're still here to read along with yours truly. So, yeah, man, I'm so glad I am not a salesman because that was a terrible pitch. But anyways. All right. Now we've caught up with the chat. I've plugged the whole like and subscribe. Yay! Shameless plug. And we can jump back in here. All right. So, we're on to page 8. Okay, well, if my cat girl is dead, at least I can see some hentai. I mean, no, this ain't hentai. This ain't, no. I'm not seeing, you know, Bride of Venom. Anybody? Anybody else starting to see that? Even the position is the same. If she lowered one arm, she'd be the classic pose on Bride of Venom. You know? You know, the toned stomach, the big tits. Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna be against it. Let's say, here we go, she said. She's being absorbed by a big thing of goop. I mean, I wouldn't be too happy about that if I were a woman, but whatever. Hand your flesh over to me. I mean, I was about to say, is Psychos that stupid? However, remember that Orochi listens to Psychos, so she probably thought that he obeyed her orders unconditionally. I don't feel like rereading One Punch Man, but I mean, I believe she was under the impression, and there's never been an indication that Orochi didn't exactly follow her orders that she was aware of. So I was about to say she played a stupid gamble here, but has she ever known Orochi to not follow her orders? So let's see. Hand your flesh over to me. Let's see. Because I'm thinking here that I don't think that's going to be the case. But you never know. Maybe they'll share a consciousness or something. We see the veins coming up, and I don't find that very sexy on a woman. If you like a veiny neck woman, you go right for it. But it's like, boom, it's like spiritual pressure time. And she's shocked, and she says, Orochi, since when did you possess such power? I mean, hasn't Orochi always been this powerful? Like, isn't he supposed to be king of the monsters? Like, what did Orochi absorb that's supposed to boost his power so great? Or he learned through the normal punch? Like, is that... Because I had that theorized a long time ago. I didn't think this would happen, but I said that, remember when he managed to copy Garo with the, the water strike fist and all that stuff, flowing water rocket or whatever it's called. That's when I figured, like, oh, well, Orochi has high regenerative ability. When he takes the normal punch, he'll learn how to do Saitama's normal punch. That's what I figured. But when he first fought against Saitama. But when did you possess such power? I was under the impression he was pretty freaking tank, but I guess according to Psychos, she didn't expect this. Jumping over to page 9. Let's see. No way. Have you been hiding it all this time? I'm assuming this is Orochi here. Coo. Gotta say, Oda's laughter style is better than this. I'm just gonna point that out. I mean, just gonna point that out. Coo. It doesn't really suit Orochi, but okay. So she's like, crap, it's starting to corrupt my mind, and her mind is going blank. You have been tirelessly feeding me live sacrifices to promote my growth until now. Thank you, Psychos. Next, it's your turn. Okay, that thing looks demonic. What is that from? That's from something. That face, the one right beside Psychos there, who's about to get... Okay, are you guys sure this is chapter 128? Are you sure you guys... Like, is this... Well, it's not April 1st yet, but it's close. Like, I wouldn't put it past this to be like, you think, some Aizen Sosuke level shit here, being like, you think you're not reading One Punch Man hentai and are reading the new chapter of One Punch Man. Fascinating, because this is looking really rapey here. That's not intentional or nothing. My God. Ugh. I'm just going to say it right now, guys. Never got the tentacle thing. I can appreciate some stuff on the internet. Not tentacles. Not my thing. And that's just okay. But I recognize that face. Recognize that face there in the corner. What is that from? I mean, it's kind of generic, but just the way the brow and stuff, I've seen that before. Maybe in a Halloween movie or something. It looks like any classic Halloween monster mask, honestly. Let's jump. Okay, for those following along, we're on page 10. We see her screaming, saying, "Ugh, you had better obey me! You are nothing more than a vessel to amplify my powers. I am the master! Master of disaster. Master of disaster. That's Psychos." And let's see what happened here, because she, lightning shot forth. Once again, I guess I'm not going to complain this time again, but this whole Tatsumaki, Fubuki, Psychos, they're supposed to be Jean Grey, not supposed to be able to shoot lightning from their goddamn brains. Some of the stuff they're pulling off are kind of okay, I get the whole mind, if their ability was more like Medica Box or like a quirk like in My Hero Academia, and their thing was called mind over matter, and they could physically manifest anything their mind could actually believe they could do, sort of that sort of OP quirk, I could believe that. But here, it's just like, okay, where do you want to limit these? Like, they're basically making people that can basically just use telekinesis or telekinetic energy. They're making this kind of OP. Like, these three are extremely versatile and OP compared to a lot of One Punch Man characters. You know, like, you take guys like Tank Top Master, Darkshine, Metal Bat, anybody with a very simplistic, even Saitama. Even Saitama is just punch. Like, he's just a fighter. You know, that's the end of the day. Atomic Samurai and Flashy Flash. They're just swordsmen at the end of the day. They can do whatever a swordsman can do. You know, Spider-Man might as well be here, do anything a spider can. But these ones are kind of like, I'm going to take a little bit of that X-Men, a little bit of that manga character. Oh, I kind of like that quirk from My Hero Academia. We're going to be able to do that too. Because it's all mental abilities, you know, in some form. Like, I don't know. I really would like a more detailed idea of what the hell, like, where's their limit? What are they limited by? And where does all this telekinetic energy come from? I don't know. I think maybe I missed that chapter or something, but I'd like an explanation. I really would. So let's see. I mean, it's assuming here that, so she went nuts with her power, and she claimed I am the master. We see a shot of Tatsumaki there. Then we jump over to page 11. And what in the God's hell is that thing? It's holding two spears like it's the goddamn Guardian of Hell. It looks like the female Diablo from Diablo 3. Actually, that's exactly what that face and head and everything look like. That's... Okay, Murata's been playing Diablo 3 recently, you know, because that's basically exactly what that looks like. Okay, so we got female Diablo in here, with hockeyed up arms with hockey spears, and a snake-like body, and webs into moth wings, I mean, the design's cool. It's massive. The design's pretty cool with a Yoshi egg or whatever, or a pineapple with no stuff in the top, with no leaves. A pineapple with no leaves on the top of her forehead there. Okay, I mean, it's drawn nice. It kind of looks cool, I guess. I don't really know what to think of it. I don't know what the direction is going here. Okay. All right. We're going for Demon of Hell / female Diablo / pineapple head / snake / moth / queen snake spider thingy. We're going in a lot of directions here. All right. Let's jump to the next page. Let's get some dialogue. Okay. Here we go. Page 12. Tatsumaki's not impressed. You went all that length to reveal your actual body in order to make the fight easier for me. That's kind of you. I mean, wow, okay. So she thinks that's her original body? You went to all that length to reveal your actual body in order to make the fight easier for me. That's kind of you. You think that's Psycho's actual body? Are you freaking stupid? Like, that makes no sense to me. Am I reading that wrong? You went to all that length to reveal your actual body in order to make the fight easier for me. Because I'm assuming she's talking like bigger target. But when was she under the impression Psychos that was not her original body? She knows that the Gyoro, the eyes and everything, that wasn't the body, and she recognized that Psychos was the real body. So does she think that? Okay, weird. Tatsumaki's just kind of uninformed. So Psycho seems to still be somewhat alive in some capacity, you know, like hair, arms, and all the good bits kind of swallowed up by Orochi's flesh. Kind of gross looking saying. I managed to suppress him. Orochi's body is mine. With this, I can win against Tatsumaki. And then we see, I guess, Orochi's eye comes to life within Psychos and says, the Baldy who tore me to pieces is next. I will find him and turn into a live sacrifice for my resurrection. Okay, so now she's gone like split face. She got the teeth in the eye, the blackened out eye with the little white pupil of Orochi, and she's Psychos on this side. So that's where we're going with this, is that they're going to be fighting over the body. Okay, all right. That's fair. It kind of makes sense of Psychos being the one who has the genius intellect and all that. I'm assuming the high levels of intellect and all that fun jazz, and the actual telekinetic energy and all that fun jazz, I guess, the same as Tatsumaki and Fubuki would be able to like fight the mental battle, with Orochi, right? So, and Orochi's overwhelming presence would, of course, fight back. That makes sense. All right, let's see. So page 13 here. We see shots fired from all directions at Tatsumaki. We see Tatsumaki being like, pa-choo, 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 sort of idea. Turns them all into, does the same thing as before, turns them all into giant holes. The architects, as I think MC Dude brought up, I forget who brought it up, but the architects of the underground people must be, the subterraneans must be praised, because that place is caving in on all them. Tatsumaki, Orochi, Psychos, that entire place and ceiling is going on top long ago, as far as I'm concerned. Those are too many giant blasts for that to just, unless she's holding up the building with her mind too. But let's see, Tatsumaki doing something weird here, kind of crossing her arms, let's see what she's pulling off. Page 14. It seems as though there's a bunch of lightning. There's a bunch of electricity running amok, but she seems like she's blasting forward or something, like an invisible blast. Like there's a ring there. I don't really know what's going on here. We have both of them covered in some sort of like, as though they're in a speed thing, like a barrier sort of idea, and they seem to be kind of clashing but repelling each other, almost like a visual representation of two magnets, going like this sort of idea with the non-polarized ends. I don't really know I guess that's what's going on, and they're just like boom, sort of idea, and we see the lightning shooting out, the beam of lights and all that stuff. The next page, page 15. Let's see. Tatsumaki being shocked, saying it's really hard. We see Orochi. What are we going to call this thing? Psychos Orochi? I guess female Orochi. I'm just going to call her female Diablo. Female Diablo over here says basically tee hee hee hee. And so I guess that is what's happening, is that she's trying to blast her with telekinetic energy and like force her down. And right now it's just basically two repelling forces doing this sort of idea, and Tatsumaki can't seem to force her or push her. She recognizes this, and up come the hockeyed up spears. We have hockey, ladies and gentlemen. Armament hockey inbound. And here come the spears. Tatsumaki says, "Fool, do you think such gravity manipulation would have an effect on me?" And so she seems to, is that what they're doing? Gravity manipulation? She's trying to pull her down sort of idea while she's trying to pull her up. Is that what they're doing? Okay, so now, okay, I'm assuming, are we going to suggest here that that's what Tatsumaki has been able to do up to this point as well? Like forcing people up and like forcing them down sort of idea, like what we've seen her do before? Is that gravity manipulation? If that's the case, then now she's got, what other devils? So now she's got Fujitora's ability? Like, Jesus. This is why I'm saying I want clearly defined, because everyone else is kind of, you can kind of get it and get behind it and understand it. Child Emperor invents shit and he just pulls things out of his ass. They're machines. Go with it. Metal Bat hits shit really hard. Garo's a martial artist. Bang's a martial artist. Bomb's a martial artist. Everyone else is pretty straightforward. Saitama even just punches shit. It's not hard. He's just a fighter. Tatsumaki basically has like 17 devil fruits. And I want a clear limitation and explanation of that shit. Gravity manipulation. Jesus Christ. So do you think this gravity manipulation would have an effect on me? Okay, so she appears right here. She appears shocked. And it's almost, we see the lines of force, the lines of flux are about to pull her down, it seems like. And we jump over to the next page. And, okay, what's happening? She's caught in her own little bubble. It's like that the background from the last panel is kind of surrounding her. There seems to be electricity coming off of her spears. The female Diablo is not going to be called female Diablo anymore because what in the name of... Okay, so now she's able to turn herself into not a disgusting thing of goop. She can become a Doflamingo tentacle strings mixed with sexy psychos giant form angel like siren thing. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm not gonna really put it past Orochi because he's supposed to be like the one with all the powers and all the craziness. So, I mean, okay, but it's kind of weird. I did anybody else see this coming? I did not see this coming. And when she, whatever, it's 2020. I mean, whatever pronoun you want to use, I guess. Orochi, you do your thing. Wants to turned into this crazy snake mixed with spider mixed with moth mixed with whatever, what have you. Turned into this thing. I did not expect it to shoot out a sexy broad. I didn't see that coming, but okay. So she's holding Tatsumaki there, and so she's gone sort of mixed between, I think this is still Psychos, but she's got the Orochi eyes in this form. And she's holding Tatsumaki in this little ball of energy, saying, I swapped the inside of your barrier with the outside. It got corrupted. I can't disable it. And Tatsumaki's veins are pushed. She's freaking out. So does that mean she's actually pressurizing and boom, boom, boom in like the difference what she was trying to do outside? She just flipped it. So cuckoo. Come on and disable the barrier already. Otherwise, your ridiculous output together with the power I'm injecting will keep increasing the internal pressure. So it's right. So the pressure keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So if she doesn't disable the barrier, and Psychos is adding to it with those two hockeyed up spears. She's adding to it. Even if you manage to disable it, you'll get flattened in an instant. And Tatsumaki she's hurting. She's hurting. Okay, I like this. Don't worry, your flesh and blood won't go to waste here on page 19. And we see her licking her lips, looking, I never thought Orochi would be so in touch with his feminine side, but all right, I can get behind that. And Tatsumaki finally, beaten and bloody, the internal pressure, she's wide-eyed, she's terrified. Gah, the blood's out of her mouth. The blood's running down her face. It looks good on you, you stupid fucking bitch. It looks good on you. It looks really good on you. Let's see what the chat is saying about that. Let's see what the chat is saying for that. Yeah, I'm enjoying that. I'm definitely enjoying that. We'll open a beer here while I read this stuff. Let's see. Scroll back up. So last we were talking about interspecies reviewers, 10 out of 10. And one says, you bet I did. I assume that's referring to Nux Taku and My Anime List. I did too, actually. Go Nux. Flex on that internet. MC Dude said, I see 3 likes. Oh, there we go. Someone calling me out. Well, there was 2 when I read it. Phoenix Man says, I think most of these heroes have never been beaten like they are now. That's true. So if in their minds they were unbeatable, now they're being shown just how wrong they were. Yeah, I think we talked about that last chapter reaction, I think. Last stream or the stream before. That's the case. Now they're finally up. Their arrogance is showing with all of them. They all have, because I was comparing them that they're all kind of 1-0. The S class as a whole can, for the most part, you could take the majority of the S class and sum up their character and personality with the same words. But we're going to start to see their actual characters show, because that's all we've seen is that one-sided arrogance that they've held on to so long because they haven't had to try before. So yeah, it just kind of sucks that we're 128 chapters in. Once again, I guess you can't really complain because One Piece is 900 in and stuff, but I just felt like maybe we should have seen more vulnerability from them before, maybe? I don't know. Maybe Saitama shouldn't show up so much. Then we'd get some more character development out of them, and we'd know there's more to them than just sheer arrogance and I can kill anything. One says, I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going. Yeah. Is that what you're quoting me on? I agree. MC Dude says, oh damn, now it's at 10? Yeah, that's right. Get those likes up. MC Dude said, dude, she's got her arms up, back arched. I mean, yeah. One says, I think we all know where this is going. Phoenix Man, a tea party? I mean, sure, why not? I'm half British. Sure, let's sit down for a cup of tea. Would you like some crumpets with your tea party? I can definitely put the kettle on. Let's see. Gums Gang is saying Murata is preparing for his second career as a hentai artist with some of these panels. Gums ain't wrong. One says, you are correct. Orochi has never disobeyed. I didn't think so. MC Dude says, Psychos has been incorrectly assuming the power of everyone she's encountered so far. That's true. MC Dude says, unless that's meant to tell us the audience Orochi is stronger now. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, his explanation is fine that he's been maybe hiding it, I guess, but I guess she was just completely unaware, which I guess I could accept, because if Orochi is meant to, I mean, he's not supposed to be some big dumb idiot either, right? If he's able to replicate what he sees and, and stuff like that, I'm under the impression Orochi has more intelligence than as we're seeing here. I never really took Orochi as just because he was more silent type. I didn't take him as just some big dumb robot that Psychos controlled either. Phoenix Man says, I think Orochi might have been planning to overthrow or betray Psychos for some time, and he's been hiding his power from her. That's fair. And yeah, I'll agree with Phoenix Man on that one. That's perfectly plausible. I don't think we were led to believe anything else. I don't think it's an ass pull or anything. I think that's fair. One says, Boogeyman is what the face of Orochi reminds me of. Yes, Boogeyman, Night Before Christmas. That's it. That's what I was thinking of. I thought manga, Halloween. I knew something. Greek God says, Espers are known to be ultimately special in One Punch Man. Yeah, that's fair. It just seems like they don't seem to have like a clear definition of their power. It's like they can set their minds to, they can do. It feels a little, and I mean, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. It's also the One Punch Man universe. Basically, you have Saitama, so why not? You can make Tatsumaki do whatever she wants. But they just seem to have, as I said, they're ultimately special in the One Punch Man universe, but that's only because they seem to have made them have a multitude of powers that most stories do not give espers. MC Dude says, well, these 3 are towards the upper end of the power scale. True. Phoenix Man says, Psychos is an educated psychic. Tats even commented on how she's able to use her abilities in much more nuanced ways. There you go. MC Dude says, hey, it's an It's an Eva monster. Eva monster. Should I know what an Eva monster is? Capital. That might be from something I don't read. Sorry. MC Dude says, look, it's like a seeker from Sky. Yeah. From Skyrim. I see that. I definitely see that. Sorry, guys. I just have a bit of a head cold. No, it's not the coronavirus. It's just when you work like I do, you get stuck up above a ceiling and all that fun jazz, and then you get congested with all the dust and all the shit, especially when you're, rather not allergic, but susceptible to pollen and dust and allergies and all that shit, right? Got a bunch of phlegm I can't get rid of. So, one says, it does remind me of Evangelion. A little bit, yeah. One thing they have similar is tentacles and 4 arms. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Phoenix Pet says, looked like something out of Greek mythology, to be honest. Yep, that's very true, very true. Vib says, didn't get pinged this time. Rip, what page is he on? Well, everyone with the Griever Watcher should have been pinged, man. That's why we set it up that way. I think you set that up, Vib. MC Dude says 11. Yeah. Greek God says she means Orochi because he was everywhere. Okay. MC Dude, she could be talking about Orochi. I mean, yeah, she's talking about Orochi, but does she even know who Orochi is? Like, really? I mean, she does, but walked around this whole time like I'm taking it she's talking to Psychos. Like, I just don't think it makes sense. Anyways, Psycho says has just merged with Gurochi. Says Phoenix Man. Vib said I see, not too bad. MC Dude, because he was goo everywhere, blasting in it previously. Yep. Psycho Rochi, as Greek God says. Yep. Psycho Rochi, the Evangelion Phoenix Man. Yep. One says, damn, we came up with the same name. Yep. Good job, everybody. Greek God said Psycho used gravity before. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't take it as gravity manipulation, really. But now that I look back, that's exactly what it was. And now that the name has been put forth, that this is the power, I'm like, now Espers can do Fujitora or Blue Note or any of those people. I'm like, generally, those characters, look at the ones I named. I mean, regardless what you think about Fairy Tail, Blue Note was OP at the time. He was a heavy-handed hitter. It took Gildarts to fight him at the time. And he just had the power of gravity manipulation. That's it. And then you have a goddamn admiral in One Piece with gravity manipulation. Like, this is what I'm talking about. These guys are OP as shit. Let's see. Keishan Prime says, I kind of like Monster Empress Psychochi. I mean, yeah, she's certainly interesting. I don't know if I love it, if I hate it. I'm just kind of like, okay, how many more forms is she going to materialize into? One says, this is legit Evangelion now. I mean, pretty much, yeah. MC Dude said, that's that Orochi anatomy, turning Psychos into the goop pasta paste. Yeah. Dragon's Rage says, that's a unique monster design from Murata M1. I mean, it's certainly unique. I cannot deny that thing is goddamn unique. One says, she also still has her glasses. She knows her stuff. Yeah, you gotta... I like how she still has her glasses, 6 Phoenix Man, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, guys, you gotta appreciate a woman who wears glasses and wears them well. As I always say. MC Dude says, I imagine she's still inside Orochi somewhere piloting the larger form. Probably. One says she's piloting an Eva. Yeah, she's basically in a Gundam. Yeah, she became a living Gundam. Solo Warrior, you're going to hate the ending of this chapter. Probably. Let me guess. Tots escaped and you are nothing before me, which makes some goddamn sense. Phoenix Man, tea and crumpets is an awful combo. Tea sucks anyways. Coffee too. Jesus, Phoenix. Are you trying to hurt me? Are you trying to? For one thing, the smell of coffee cannot be denied. Tea is delicious. Maybe you just haven't had good tea. And I gotta ask, Phoenix, do you live in a cold climate? Because trust me, if you live in a climate like mine, you gotta drink something hot. It gotta be something. I don't care what it is. Tea, coffee, cider, cup of soup. Cider sucks. But, little cup of soup, whatever. You, trust me, you want hot beverages. Hot chocolate even. I don't care. You want a hot beverage in the winter. In the mornings, in the cold. You got to go out there and work or shovel or whatever. Trust me. You'll enjoy coffee and tea if you have to be out there in the cold. And why is tea and crumpets an awful combo? Tea goes good with almost everything. Eva for Evangelion. Yeah, I should have figured, MC Dude. Yeah. I kind of realized that halfway through. My bad. Phoenix Man says, I guess espers can manipulate physics to at some extent, considering they can manipulate gravity, form lasers and lightning, levitate objects, and stuff like that. Exactly. Now, could you not tell me that, okay, we have gravity. That's an Admiral or Bluno. We have lasers. That's Frankie or Pacifista or Kizaru. That's lightning. That's Eneru. And levitate objects and stuff like that. Who's the levitating one in One Piece? I can't think. Somebody's got a devil fruit that can do that. But anyways, see what I'm saying? That is no less than at least 4 goddamn devil fruits in One Piece. And I can go on and list, other characters from other manga that simply have one of those 4 powers listed. One. And most of them are pretty strong. People who wield lightning are not to be taken lightly in any manga or anime. I don't know. I'm just saying. It's a little too vast. It's a little too widespread for me. And especially to master them all to this level at this junction, at this point, seems just... I mean, some people probably like it. I'm just sitting there like, Jesus Christ, what can't you do? Next, she's going to be able to summon fire and stuff, and she'll have the Maramara no Mi, let's see. Yeah, Shiki the Golden Lion, there we go. Float Fruit, there we go. I knew there was somebody, so there you go. I've got no less than, goddamn, with the lasers and everything, I got at least 4 devil fruits and characters without devil fruits that use lasers and or levitate or whatever, or lightning or whatever. So there you go. So I got a minimum of 4 devil fruits is what Tatsumaki has. That nobody... Blackbeard is a Yonko because he's got 2. Like, Jesus. One says, we have seen them doing it so far, so not that far-fetched. Phoenix Man says, I live in the northeast of England. Yeah, here in North Yorkshire. Yorkshire, that is where I get my tea from. I buy Yorkshire tea from Pete's Boutique. They import it, and it's a little expensive, but I really do enjoy it. I only buy 1 box, or I get 1 box for Christmas for my stocking. So every year, that's kind of my thing. I usually get food products because I love, expensive cheeses and stuff like that, and smoked things and tea and stuff like that. I love that shit. So, but yeah, I actually get Yorkshire tea. That's usually what I drink when I can get my hands on it. I drink hot chocolate, but tea and coffee are just awful. A man from England. You're not suiting that stereotype. But how do you not enjoy tea? Have you ever tried it with milk and sugar? Like, I can understand someone not enjoying black tea, and I certainly understand people not enjoying green tea. I mean, to be fair, it's also a it's a taste bud thing, Like, I always had the taste for beer. I always did. But when I went to parties, and definitely not underage parties in high school, work that one out. Yeah, I'm really stupid. I was definitely 19 here, but toward 21 in grade 10 and stuff in grade 9. Oh yeah. I was just held back a lot. But when I went to parties and stuff, nobody was drinking beer. Like back then, they always said like guard your beer. People will drink that shit on you and stuff, right? No, it's the rum and stuff you had to guard because people would mix it so much with pop and stuff because nobody liked the taste of alcohol when you're 15, 16, 17. I always had a thing for beer. So when I went to a party and managed to get some beer on board, I wasn't worried about someone drinking the beer. I put it right there in the open fridge because nobody wanted it because nobody liked it. Everybody needed to mix it. Everybody needed coolers. Everybody needed to mix it with a bunch of pop and stuff, right? So, yeah. So it's an acquired taste, but I always had the taste for tea. I always had the taste for... I'm not a huge coffee fan, I'll admit that, but I can drink a cup of coffee and enjoy it, so... I envy that you live in England. I do love England. I love Canada too, but, England's one of the places, if I didn't live in Canada, England would be up there for a place to live. Greek God said they have the barrier fruit too. Yeah, they have the body no me too. Jesus Christ. 5 devil fruits for these goddamn espers. And Keishan, of course, coming through with a win. Shiki the golden lion. One says he is a fake Englishman. Even Jack drinks tea. Yeah, I was about to say I was legally drinking in high school. I won't say that I was ever illegally drinking. I never did anything illegal in my entire life. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. That was a terrible wink. No, that was bad too. Fuck it. I can't do it. Phoenix Man says, if I had to choose, I'd go for tea. I've tried both. Okay. But it all just has a bad taste to me. The only way to make it bearable is put too much sugar or milk in it, and that's not tea anymore. That's fair. Like, I know people who order what we call, like, here, if you have 2 milk or 2 cream, 2 sugar, we call that a double-double, right? Like, because you're having 2 shots of it, So it's 2 shots of milk, 2 shots of sugar, right? Or 2 shots of cream, whatever. So you have black coffee, you have a single, double, triple, whatever. The more you go, it's just a Canadian thing, right? But I know people who drink like quadruples. That's not. It's a very rare instance, but people actually put so much in. You basically at that point you order a large coffee. You have to only have half the coffee because you fill it with so much goddamn cream and sugar. You'd overflow the cup. That's not coffee anymore, right? So. Good God, y'all different. Tea is amazing. I said tea is amazing. Tea is incredible. I actually drink tea from the place Phoenix Man lives. That's where I get my tea from. In fact, hold on a minute. There we go. See? Yorkshire tea. I'm under the impression it is actually from Yorkshire, though. Waiting for certification. I've always been under the impression it's from store in this place. Doesn't say, really. It just says Yorkshire tea. In North Yorkshire, by appointment to HRH, the Prince of Wales. There you go. So, there we go. Yorkshire tea. See? So, yeah. I actually drink place in the place that Phoenix Man lives. Phoenix Man is most likely my tea maker. He actually boxes this personally for me and brings it to me. That's how much Phoenix Man is a devoted subscriber. You guys got to get on his level. That man gets me tea. Yeah, Viv says, a guy from the OVA had fire thing. He could only use fire, though he was very weak. Oh, is that the case? I never watched the OVA. Okay, so, but I'm saying Tatsumaki might use fire or whatever. Phoenix Man, he's getting his Yorkshire tea. Yep, I think it is. Live Griever stream featuring Yorkshire tea. Absolutely, Yorkshire. Or, see, I call them Yorkshires, but when I talk about the place, I say Yorkshire. I don't know which one I'm doing wrong. But like when I make, the biscuit, the for Sunday roast, Yorkshires. It's from England. I call them Yorkshires, not Yorkshires. So, anyway, we pronounce it Yorkshire. Oh, you do pronounce it. See, that's the weird thing. When I see when it's the place or the T, I call it Yorkshire. But I do say Yorkshire for the dinner biscuit or whatever you want to call it. So that's funny. I should keep just calling it Yorkshire. Greek guy said Phoenix Man the GOAT. Yeah, Phoenix Man is the GOAT. Get on his level. GON Gone Season 1, Season 5, Episode 2. Okay, welcome. The Espers can control the energy of everyone. That's because they do a lot of tricks. Yeah, I mean, sure. But still, it just feels a little OP even for One Punch Man. That's all comparable to everyone else. If everyone else had 4 or 5 Devil Fruit level of abilities, I wouldn't have a problem. But, yeah. Keisha Prime, Yorkshire Tea sponsor this man. Yeah. Vib said she definitely could. Taruki from Mob only started with telekinesis, but he learned other stuff like energy bending and fire and stuff. Like, see, that's too OP for me. I just don't, like, I will admit, that's just bias, but I don't like it. I don't like it. Like, I like Fubuki, but even if Fubuki did it, and I like Psychos, I don't like Tatsumaki. So remember, this isn't hate on Tatsumaki. I think this is very OP for the power scaling of the One Punch Man world. I really do. Saitama's supposed to be an anomaly that gets to sit over there in his own little corner, and then you can power scale everybody else outside of Saitama. But then you have Tatsumaki, these espers that are just, like, up here with no, like, it was like Logia users. The difference is, with Logia users in One Punch Man, in One Piece, Haki was introduced. So you still had beasts like Rayleigh and Shanks and Roger and stuff, and Garp, no Devil Fruits, not even a Logia, let alone a Logia, still kicked the shit out of almost every character in the series. It was a balancing act. Where's the balance for Tatsumaki? Where's the goddamn balance? No, I didn't forget to finish the chapter. We're moving. Solo Warrior. Did you forget to finish the chapter? No, I didn't. We're moving right now. Vib says, seems like one likes Espers, I guess. Gone 1S52 says, to One Piece compared to One Piece? Are you saying to compare, like, are you shaking your head at comparing One Punch Man to One Piece or something? I mean, trust me, I do it all the time. One Piece is better. In general. But, yeah, let's see. So, we were on page 19. But hey, guys, I had to make this last, didn't I? Everyone's telling me I'm going to hate the ending. So, jumping over to the next page. See, that was a good break. Because we're not seeing Tatsumaki get completely owned anymore. We're jumping over to Mike Wachowski, whatever, Flashy Flash, and Saitama all running down the train tracks. Working on the railroad. They're just working on the railroad. Flash is doing this thing. Saitama's carrying Mike. Mike got grabbed by the Orochi thing. Flashy looks on. Flashy cuts the tentacles, grabbing Mike. Flashy says it's also attacking monsters, so this lump of meat isn't an ally to the Monster Association. And the thing's trying to grab Saitama, and he's completely grossed out. What's Saitama going to do? I'm curious. It slips right off of his bald-ass, shiny head. Okay, I kind of like that. So he's like, don't touch my head. Whack. One punch. It would have been hilarious if he actually did serious punch. Don't touch my baldness. So smacks a hole. Whoa. Okay, hold on. Flashy in this shot is kind of like, okay, that's a little overboard. But we see the devastation that punch caused. Please tell me we see Flash's reaction and go, what the hell is this guy? Because he has constantly been seeing Saitama slowly and starting to recognize there's more to this guy. Flash is not that stupid. He's not that arrogant. He's slowly but surely. When he first met him, he was like, you must have been so lucky because I hesitated for a split second and I held back involuntarily and didn't even recognize myself doing it. Trying to, come up with a reason. But he's slowly seen time and time again that that's not the case. And that blast radius looks pretty impressive. King and Tario are in the elevator. What an earthquake! We see the monster Orochi crap coming at King and Tario. We see the bucket slam and drop, because it's a weightlift bucket. It slams down. Okay. Woo! Boom! That's what an elevator happens if you don't do it at a nice pace. You know what I mean? It's just if you drop one side, the other side shoots right up. So, there we go. So, King, of course, with the ultimate luck. Orochi misses his chance at gathering Tario or King in this matter. King, of course, being the important one. If Orochi grabs King, it's all over. Even Saitama would miss his serious punch because of King's luck. Because of the King engine. Let's be honest, Saitama wouldn't want to fight him. He'd be like, oh man, that King engine, I'm actually terrified. So let's see. What's going on here? Oh, is he still... Alright, so I'm going to assume something here. Because we see even Tatsumaki, who broke out of her... Okay, let's back up here. So, the Evangelion-looking Psycho Sorochi Diablo thing is sitting there and actually, flinched, and took pain, right? Okay. So the reason is, I'm assuming that all the body parts, all the cells of Orochi are still connected to the main body in some way. However you want to look at it, the cells are connected. So, because Saitama blasted a large portion of the mass of Orochi's body, she took damage. She felt that pain, and for that split second, and let Tatsumaki go. Even though Tatsumaki is broken and bloody, and once again, I don't believe that Tatsumaki should have any durability after this. This is probably what people are saying. Oh, you're going to hate this chapter because they got Tatsumaki, and because of Saitama, Tatsumaki escaped. You probably hate that. And yes, I fucking do. Yes, I fucking do. But in my opinion, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but in my opinion, if she's never been touched before, looking at her small, petite body, it's a lolly body, but whatever, she doesn't work out. She doesn't do anything. So, and even though they have stated before the Child Emperor actually trains and works out, as far as we're aware, Tatsumaki relies solely on her ability. She is physically weak. So, if she took that kind of internal pressure damage, she's not getting back up. That makes no sense. When this thing breaks, next page, she's going to be like, I'm back and all bloody, and be like, I'm totally fine. Look, I work out. If I took that much internal pressure and had blood running down my face and I coughed up blood, I'm not getting back up in 5 seconds. I don't care. There's no way. You would be rolling over in agony. You'd be like, okay, internal organ damage. Okay, I might need a kidney, a liver, part of a lung. Other than that, a couple broken bones. I think, hold on. I think I'm good. I think I'm good, guys. Good to go. Maybe somebody else can take on this broad. Please. That would be me. And I work out. I work out. So, no. I know she's going to get up. I know it. And I don't fucking buy it. I don't buy it one bit. All right, let's jump over. Page 24. Let's see. Seems I was right about the pain thing. A large number of cells just died in an instant. What happened? What was that slippery feeling just now? Of course, the baldness of Saitama. It is worthy of recognition. Hello? This is King. We see Tatsumaki falling, bloody and beaten. The kid is under my protection. We're moving towards the surface. Tatsumaki smiling, as expected from King. Stops herself midair. I know now I no longer need to hold back. She'd be fucking comatose. I said it. I knew it was coming, but I still don't buy it. With her arrogance, she never has goddamn... I guarantee you, That goddamn broad does not like. Okay, you and I, how would we write something down? We would grab a piece of paper, we would grab a pen, and we would write physically. But for Tatsumaki, that would require her to lift up her arms and find the paper and stuff. No. This is how Tatsumaki would do it. Paper's here, pen is there. Boom, boom, boom. That's her, because she's lazy. She's lazy and arrogant. She goddamn might as well have servants. Her mind is her own goddamn servant, as her slave. She never picked up a pen in her life, let alone do that. Like, no. She's got zero durability, zero endurance, as far as I'm concerned. This is bullshit. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Everybody was right. I goddamn well hate it. And we have a couple pages left. Oh, no, we don't. We just have Boogity Boogity there. Oogie Boogie. Or what's his name? Boogie, whatever. The Boogeyman dude from Nightmare Before Christmas. You know, pulling his shit with Psychos. I like Psychos with blue hair like that. That's a nice color page. It's a nice color page. So, that's the end of the chapter. That is the end of the chapter. Let's check the chat, because I'm sure there's people I've been talking. I'm sure there is. Let's see. Phoenix Man. I don't think Espers are too powerful, since physical fighters gain speed and durability fast enough to compensate. So, see, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen like Puri Prisoner or Tank Top Master or Metal Bat perform feats that are the equivalent of gravity manipulation, lightning manipulation, telekinetic energy manipulation, barrier manipulation, levitation abilities, and fire a bunch of lasers. I have not seen speed and durability on that level, unfortunately. I just haven't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do match them. But once again, guys, you come to me because I'm the more critical guy for One Punch Man. I wouldn't just, and trust me, when a chapter's good, and you guys know it. I always praise it and stuff. But, I do not care for the Esper, the power scaling here in One Punch Man, because it was always explained to me. When I got into One Punch Man, it was very difficult for me, guys. It was very difficult, as you might understand. I had to separate Saitama from the rest of the series to start to enjoy it. And that's how it was recommended to me, that if you don't care for that, then don't really follow Saitama that much. Focus on everybody else, because Saitama doesn't really do a whole lot in the main scope of a lot of the major things that go on. And then I did start to read it, and I did start to enjoy it, and I watched most of season 1, and I was like, okay, I get this. I kind of like this. And I got into it, but I took it under the wing that, like, trust me, guys, if Tatsumaki, if this was in any other series, if this was in Bleach, Naruto, Toriko, Fairy Tail, Beelzebub, One Piece, if this was in anything else, My Hero Academia, Black Clover, people would be bitch, moaning, and complaining. There'd be countless videos that Tatsumaki or Espers are OP, they are overpowered, and the power scaling is completely broken in One Punch Man. But because it's One Punch Man, nobody bats an eye. That's what I'm saying. I'm the more critical guy. That's why you come to me. You want endless hype with no faults, 11 out of 10 series? You got to go to Grim Reaper's channel for that reaction. You really do. Though, seriously, go check him out and go check out that podcast. It's I think Sundown's going to be in the next one. So, and Keishan Prime here in the chat is also a member of that podcast. So, but yeah, let's continue here. Vib says, fixed and full forms of Gon's sentence. Too overpowered compared to One Piece. No, see, I'm not comparing it to One Piece in that way. I was comparing separate powers. I was using One Piece because One Piece has a variety of characters that all exhibit the same separate abilities. As I said, I brought up Blue Note from Fairy Tail. I can go with Bankai's from Bleach if you want. I can use goddamn Dragon Ball Z if you want. But, like, even Dragon Ball Z characters who would dwarf, the Dragon Ball Z universe is much stronger. Toriko universe. Universes that would, so far as we know, would defeat the One Punch Man universe. If you want to use that logic, universe versus universe, even they don't display like I can use all 5 elements plus gravity plus telekinesis plus telepathy plus this plus that plus the other thing. Now, usually, you have a fire user, they're a fire user. You have an ice user, you have an ice user. You have somebody who shoots lasers, they shoot lasers. That's what I'm saying. Just a little too, at least for me. Phoenix Man. Also, Espers can only focus on either offense or defense at once. They can't really do both, and their bodies aren't all that durable since they don't do body training. They're all power, no balance. Then right, Phoenix Man coming in, telling me exactly what I've been saying. They're not durable. So she's all bloody and beaten. She's never had as much as a paper cut in her whole goddamn life, and now all of a sudden this, no. That's what I'm saying. That chick is past the fuck out. Just saying. She's passed out. I would take that reasoning if Tatsumaki was passed out, but apparently, nope, they're overpowered. Just admit it. Like, guys, once again, I'm not the authority on One Punch Man power scaling, but as far as I'm concerned, Espers are broken. Or at the very least, OP. Might not be quite broken yet, but they're OP. They are very OP. Vib said, psychic powers can also heal, You didn't like that Fubuki fix Bang and Bomb. Yeah, that makes no sense. Now they have the heal no me alongside of it. Like, what? When did having mental abilities, when did being able to have telekinesis be able to actually heal wounds on a body? When did that happen? They don't have the Force. This is not the Force. Even the Force can't do all this shit. Well, I mean, it can. But you never see this much. We've had goddamn 9 Star Wars movies that have displayed less Force powers than Tatsumaki has. Like, Jesus. And the Force is literally the Force. It can do everything if you're strong enough. MC Dude said, that hasn't been mentioned, Phoenix Man, but it should have been, and now it's, Vib said, Garo said she can't attack and hold him down at the same time. Garo talked about it. Yeah, Garo did talk about it, but, really, from what we've seen, does she need to? Vib said, and of course, Teruki can do that too. Griever would really hate him. Yeah, I would. I don't read Mob for that reason. I did One Punch Man because I was basically pressured into to read it for a long time. I got peer pressured, so I did it. It's fine, right? But the thing is that, of course, I'm still very critical of One Punch Man. I am, because I feel like people give it more credit than credit is due. Some people hype it too much for me. Kind of like the Naruto fan base. I was never into Naruto. I think people who stan Naruto are wrong, because it's definitely nowhere near a 10 out of 10 series, and they told it like it's goddamn the greatest manga of all time. So in the same breath, I end up being a little more critical. But, yeah, I can only take one series, shall we say. Solar Warrior, just to let you know, she was holding back. Great! Yeah, I got that from the last page. Wonderful. Thank you, Solo. Thanks. Fantastic. Vib said, thanks, Solo, just in case you didn't read the last page despite reading it out loud. Yeah, Solo, really, she could have lied. I'm just saying she was not lying. Whether she was lying or not, the durability thing, I'm with Phoenix on this, and the durability thing is bullshit. That bitch is passed out on the floor, falling into a crater of an abyss. She's not getting up. Dragon's Rage says, King being the genius that he's taking the kids so Tots could go all out. I know. And see, so arrogant and yet so stupid at the same time. With no, never mind. Whale Fox Johnson. Welcome, Whale Fox Johnson. Says, Mob Psycho 100 gain physical durability from their telekinesis. And Mob Psycho and One Punch are made from the same person. So, see, then... Okay, so is it OP? Whale Fox, are you saying is it OP? Because it certainly is then. So their one weakness, their one drawback would be their endurance or their durability because they rely so much on that power. And now you're saying that, but that power also gives them durability. So it's basically like if you're not an Esper, you might as well get the fuck out. You'll never be in the top 10. That sucks. Keisha Prime. I was thinking colored panel of Orochi looked like the main body of the Four Beasts in Toriko. Yeah, that also, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, definitely. Keishan got that. Couldn't think of the name of it during my reaction. Yes, the Four Beasts. Yeah, the Four Beasts. That is very accurate. Yep. Whale Fox Johnson. Power scaling is broken in all of those series. What are you talking about? Not to that level, though, man. Not to that. Not where you have an entire class. That the difference is that nobody complains about it. Whale Fox Johnson. That's my point. Everybody praises. I mean, maybe people do, but I've never seen, out of all the people I follow on YouTube who talk about One Punch Man, I've never seen anybody make a video saying Tatsumaki too overpowered or Esper's broken One Punch Man. Nobody talks about that. But the moment you have a character in One Piece, and One Piece is relatively balanced, they're like, their hockey too strong. Kaido's too OP. Big Mom's too OP. This person's too OP because they're stronger than the main character by leagues. You know, they're like, they're OP and stuff. That's what I'm saying. The gap right now between Espers and One Punch Man and everybody else is staggeringly different. The last time I saw that, it was in Taizai with the Demon King or Merlin. Like that's who it is. Tatsumaki is Merlin, except nobody's calling Tots broken. That's different. The non called out Merlin. That's what she is, pulling shit out of her ass when she needs to. I mean, not that bad, but that's what I feel. Remember, guys, I'm not a One Punch Man stan. So when I read it critically as though I would read anything else. As though I would read One Piece, Black Clover, My Hero Academia, any ongoing series. Whether I love it or I hate it, I need to look at it critically. You know, and that's what I do. So if something doesn't add up for me, or if I go, damn, I was calling Merlin shit a long time before other people kind of went, okay, and tried to justify it and explain it away and stuff like that, right? Before the post chapter 300 of Seven Deadly Sins, I was calling Merlin's crap a long time ago. Go back and check my reviews to confirm that. I was like, okay, that's wrong. That don't make sense. Wait a minute. This is OP. This is wrong. This is bad. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that One Punch Man will do the same thing and end up widening the gap so far that it'll be terrible. I'm like Taizai became. I'm just saying that I see the signs, you know, and I love Taizai, but I complained back in the best part of Taizai that Merlin was pulling things out of her ass. So I'm just saying, no one's exempt from me going, I call bullshit. But I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. That's for damn sure. Hence why I make YouTube videos. Let's see. Phoenix Man. A physical fighter on Tatsumaki's level. Okay, could you name one? Let's start with that. A physical fighter on Tatsumaki's level would theoretically have the same physical ability to respond and withstand Tatsumaki's power to some extent. Tatsu's one of the strongest beings few can match. So Saitama. But that is literally all we have. We have parody Goku or Tatsumaki. I mean, see, I don't buy it, because when you start comparing to Saitama, when your answer is Saitama is the parody element that you're supposed to take away from the series. He can end everything in one punch. So of course he can end Tatsumaki. But you're supposed to take that away from it and power scaling everything else. Tatsumaki is supposed to be within the realms of the One Punch Man universe, while, you know, the limit breakers, which actually I guess Garo would be considered one, as he's breaking his limit now, so potentially Garo. But those two should be separated. Garo is a working Saitama, so it still works within the confines of the story because he hasn't gone to the Saitama universe yet. But outside of that, we shouldn't be doing that, you know, as far as a physical fighter, who? That's my problem. There is none. Espers are OP as a result of that, you know. I don't, you know. Let's see. Chubbs in here says, yep, Tots is the strongest character besides Saitama and Garo. Right now, I would say yeah, stronger than Garo probably. I would say that. I'd go with Chubb on that. As far as I mean, I love Garo, but I would hate to see him go up against Tatsumaki. If Tatsumaki, the shit she's pulling in this chapter, I would loathe. Chapter was pretty good, by the way. If you want my opinion, guys, the chapter was pretty good, by the way. But regardless of how I feel about the ending, the chapter itself was fine. The art was really nice, and I like the chapter. But yeah, I don't think I would hate to see a Garo match up with Tatsumaki right now because I really would hate to see Garo lose against that bitch. I would hate it. But from what I can tell, nothing but a Saitama one punch is stopping her. So. Well, Fox Johnson, when could Kai shoot out projectiles in real life? It's fiction, dude. You mean Ki? When could Ki shoot out, or Chi shoot out projectiles in real life? It's fiction, dude. Yeah, but so are lasers and lightning manipulation and all this stuff. But that doesn't take away from the fact that every other series, like, I don't know, man. As I said, everyone's entitled to their opinion. But you got bare minimum half a dozen Devil Fruit abilities from one series. You got 6 Bankais. You got 6 Toriko abilities. Take any other genre, any other battle manga. Tatsumaki has 6 of those characters' abilities. She's got 6 magics from Fairy Tail. She got 6 Bankais. She got 6 of this, 6 of that. I'm just saying it's OP. That's all I'm saying. It's borderline broken. I mean, I know it's fiction, but, still got to be entertaining. MC Dude said, Mob is good, though. I've heard Mob is good, but, I really hate One's art style. I don't know how anybody ever read the webcomic. I really don't. What series did I drop? I didn't read Toriko for the longest time because I didn't like the front cover of the first volume. Like, I judge very harshly on art, like, bang, no, not reading that. That is how I am. I didn't read One Piece for the longest time, and One Piece is the GOAT. So, trust me, guys, like, art is a huge thing. I'm sure Mob is pretty good, but the fact is, I see the Mob main character, he looks like Saitama with the badly drawn one art style, and, no. Nope. It'd be very difficult for me to get into that. Dragon's Rage. I would argue Mob is better than One Punch Man in terms of characters. A lot of people have told me that. And I do listen to the Rank Cafe podcast where they sometimes talk about that series and stuff like that. So I hear it's very good and stuff like that. So Phoenix Man also says Mob Psycho story is way better. I can see that because this story is kind of... what is the direction of this story? Like, and overall, I'm not judging it yet because there's still probably plenty of material left to go. But what, from the inception, has it just been Saitama needs to find a fight? Like, that's kind of the way... Now, I've always joked that it's Garo's the main character, but we weren't introduced to Garo for the longest time. So, I mean, right now, really, I would say the main story is the journey of Garo, because there doesn't really seem to be any concurrent plot going on. It's just like more monsters show up and the heroes fight them. I'm not saying that doesn't happen in other series, but right now there is no overarching plot. There is no big bad. We're waiting for a god level threat, but we don't know who that is yet or if they'll ever show up. So, like, there's no Naraku, there's no Demon King, there's no Overlord, there's no some villain in the background that we know exists, and we're just building up to that point in that story. You know what I mean? So, but if it's a story of Garo, that's what I would say. And I love following Garo. I think Garo's story is very good. So, well, Fox Johnson also says, I do like Mob Psycho 100. See, yeah, a lot of people in here, one says Mob tells a better story. So yeah, I definitely think, I agree. I've heard Mob is better, and from what little I've heard of it, yeah, absolutely. Gone 1S52 says, I think you cannot understand anything that is not your classic shonen. Maybe. I've read over 100 mangas that aren't shonen at all. So, I like all of them. Well, not all of them, but I read outside of shonen quite a few. And so, I mean, if that's your opinion, that's fine. But I'm talking more battle, not shonen. I'm just talking battle manga in general. They don't need to follow the shonen format, but you know, but people don't like. See, this is what creates a good stream, because people don't like it when I actually am critical and not sucking off One Punch Man's very fan made dick. People don't seem to like it very much. But yeah, so. But maybe I don't like anything at a classic shonen. But the 146 mangas on my manga app would say otherwise. But I don't know. They're not all battle though. I read a lot of romance ones and historical dramas. I read a lot of them too. Let's see. Chubb says, overall I would agree, but I like Garo more than all the mob characters. Like, to me, it's Garo, Mob, and Raijin, and down to One Punch Man characters. I mean, so far, I have no intention of reading Mob, guys, so you guys can go on spoilers and tell me how great Mob is. It doesn't matter. I've listened to Nux talk about it quite a bit, so on podcasts and stuff like that, so it's not a big deal. But I would agree, from my little understanding with Chubb, Garo's story is actually what finally actually hooked me into One Punch Man. It's the thing that actually makes me excited to read the next chapter, waiting for a Garo chapter. That really has been the thing keeping me going. I probably wouldn't keep up with it as much if Garo was away. Vib says, well, maybe you should make a video on that. Capitalize on the open market. Okay, I probably missed what I said. Let me think. Make a video on that. Capitalize on the open market. I don't know. You mean about how I don't... The power scaling? Oh, how I should make a video. Tatsumaki is broken and nobody says anything. Yeah, I probably could. Right now, March is kicking my ass. The fact that I'm here doing this. I just happen to have... I made Monday a good day. But you guys will just basically see some re-uploads of Let's Plays for probably the rest of the week. Bare minimum, maybe some manga reviews. That's about it. For me, I recorded the Akatsuki no Yona review. When did I record that? Last night. Really late, actually. I recorded that, so that'll come out and stuff. But, the month of March is going to be hard for me to make any type of videos. I have so many videos I want to make and just haven't had time. Chubb says, Tots has always been broken. Vib agrees. Yeah, I mean, I just don't hear a lot of people complaining that she's broken. Everybody complains when a character in My Hero Academia, in Black Clover, once again, guys, I'm just using shonen as, I think, was it Gon? Or Gon? Gon says, I'm using classic shonen. Those are just my examples because I'm trying to use popular opinions. I'm trying to use popular manga to bring my point, I could say Kingdom. I don't know. But when people encounter overpowered characters, people complain a lot. You see that in the community, in a chapter-to-chapter basis, in a week-to-week, in a month-to-month, in the Discords. You see people complain about power scaling all the damn time. But I don't see anybody complaining how broken Tatsumaki appears to be to me. So, Vib's right. Maybe I should make a video on that when I get the time. One says, I don't see Boros in that list of the strongest here, Chubb. That's true. Chubb says, the only reason you're getting this way because Tats has never fought before this point. The only thing she has done so far before this point is stop Boros' Ship City wrecking attack. I mean... the only reason I'm getting this way... I mean, I never liked Tatsumaki. I'm saying that espers are broken. That's just my opinion. I'm not really, flustered about it. I mean, a lot of people are probably going to disagree, but I think it's kind of broken. She's like teetering on the edge between being in the Saitama universe, not the One Punch Man universe, you know, compared to the other characters in One Punch Man. You need to use a baseline. You can't just compare everybody to Saitama, and you can't just compare everyone to, you know, the ant on the ground. You know, you have to have a basis, you know. That's how studies are made. My wife does them all the time. You need a mean average, and then you go from there, and then you have, you know, your far lefts and your far rights and all that stuff, right? So, yeah, I meant to say Saitama and Boros, yeah. Yeah, you better. MC Dude, Orochi better be on that list, too. I like Orochi, fair enough. Fair enough. Chubb says, nah, Tat's still over Orochi. They are close, but I still have her above him. I mean, I don't know. I got no clue anymore. Because as I said, I feel like the power scaling has really... In this chapter, I thought I kind of had a grasp on the S-Class and the power scaling between the monsters and stuff. But it seems like it's going to be some... I don't know. When it comes to Tatsumaki, she's kind of broken. One says, nah, he not on the level of Saitama and Boros. Phoenix Man, if Boros' power was level 10, I'd place Tatsumaki at a solid 65. Saitama would be like 100,000 with that scaling. Yeah, but once again, according to Chubb just now, and he's not wrong, we haven't really seen Tatsumaki go all out in a fight, and now we're about to see it, and I'm going, whoa. She shouldn't be able to do all this, but she's doing it. So, I can't give her a number comparable to Boros right now, because God knows what we'll see next chapter. MC Dude said, I posted an edit you might like in the Discord. Okay, I'll be sure to check it out. Vib said, you should try the mob anime if you don't like the manga style. Maybe, if I ever get time to... I don't even keep up with... Yeah, I watch like 3 animes a year, so... Chubb said, I would say... And right now I'm trying to catch up on Clone Wars, so Chubb and I can have a discussion on Clone Wars. I'm trying to catch up on that. I would say if Boros is 100, then Tots is like a 10 because of meteoric burst. And Chubb would know webcomic and stuff, so yeah, I don't know. Whale Fox Johnson says, Mob Psycho 100 is about self-improvement. That'd be a good story. Phoenix Man said, there's going to be story elements from One Punch Man being introduced. It is coming. Not saying what or when, but it's definitely coming. Good to know, because right now it's basically there's no real true direction. We're just following these characters and the Garo storyline. That, as far as I'm aware, that's what we're following, really. You know, bad guys introduced, heroes are introduced, they fight, sort of idea, you know? There's no overarching thing outside of the Garo thing. But if there are story elements added and coming, and this is a setup thing, that's great. Yeah, One Punch Man never had a main plot because mainly it just started off as a parody manga, but now having arcs like the MA. But yeah, end series is probably going to be Saitama meeting a worthy foe. Chubb. Yeah, and once again, I didn't criticize that. I didn't say it was a bad thing. It could be quite good, you know. Yeah, I'm just curious. Is there a story element that I am actually missing? Phoenix Man says, anyway, I think I'm going to get going. All right, thanks for hanging out, and thanks for, you know, all the greatness you bring me with Yorkshire tea. Yorkshire. One says, it's mostly because almost no one takes One Punch Man seriously. That's why there's not that many complaints. I mean, looking at Grimm's Discord, everybody take that shit way too seriously for me. Like, everybody takes that shit way too seriously. So that's why I'm saying. But once again, those are a bunch of One Punch Man stans. Not an insult, not insulting, but that's a bunch of One Punch Man stans arguing about One Punch Man. Having someone more unbiased, I guess, to kind of go, yeah, that's kind of bullshit. You know, might be better. But Chubb says, One Punch Man is all about broken characters. The main character is Saitama, for Christ's sake. I mean, yeah, but once again, I always separated as, and Chubb, I think you were in on that discussion when I first started One Punch Man. It was kind of like, just separate Saitama, separate yourself from Saitama, because everybody else is within the realms of the universe they live in. You know, there's wild powers and things flying and everything, and it's fiction, but like, there's not some OP, there's not Super Saiyan God Goku in the beginning of Dragon Ball level problems. Like if you just separate Saitama from it all, you'll probably enjoy it, and that's what I did, and that's what I liked. But if you're gonna introduce see, as far as I'm concerned, Saitama is the only broken character, and but he's not broken because he's a parody. But Tatsumaki is kind of breaking because she's supposed to be within that universe. Saitama's kind of outside of it as the limit breaker. That's just the way I view it. I might be wrong. That's just an opinion. But if that's not the case, then I don't know. I don't know how anybody would ever power scale this shit. It'd be like power scaling Merlin in Seven Deadly Sins. Whale Fox Johnson, I don't think. Whale Fox Johnson loves the comment word cap. I mean, there's a comment word cap? I didn't know that. Vib said, Bones did an amazing job with Mob, one of the best animated ones. Good to know, good to know. 100% from Chubb. One says, nah, but it's because Grem hits the hornet's nest with his head cannon. I mean, that's also true. There's a lot to be said for that. There's a lot to be said for that as well. Yeah. So, how many people have I pissed off? We still got 11 people in here. I still got 12 likes. I'm curious. It's funny because while the stream's going, you don't show dislikes. I'm sure I got a couple of dislikes for my Tatsumaki hate. So that'll be interesting and stuff. But I don't really care, guys. If you're watching my One Punch Man reactions, I've never made it seem like I'm the hugest fan in the world. So if you came to see my reactions, it's because you came to see a little bit of hype, a little bit of analytical, and some honest, maybe some far right opinions, something a little unorthodox, not just someone sitting here thinking that every page is the GOAT, That's why I assume people watch my reactions to this. It's the only reason I do it, because they seem to be getting popular, and I've never pulled my punches for any of my streams on any chapter. When a chapter's fucking hype, it's goddamn hype, and I praise it up the wazoo. But if it's not hype, not gonna praise it. I'm gonna call it out on that shit. So I call out all my favorite series. I call out One Piece. I call out Taizai. I call out Yona. I call out a lot. Any series I've ever followed. I can complain about Bleach. I can complain about Toriko. I can complain about any of the series. I can complain about Dragon Ball Z. Anything that I love, I can complain about and see the faults. So why would I do it for anything else? Let's see. One says, also have in mind that Saitama, even after breaking his limiter, he still trains like crazy. Good point. Vib says, I think you're basing all Espers being OP on Tats. She's the only Esper shown who can defeat almost anyone. Others like Fubuki and Gaspar are weak, and Psychos would lose to someone Monster and S-Class. To some of the Monster and S-Class. That's fair, I suppose. But we are seeing, I guess... Look, at the end of the day, no matter how powerful Whitebeard was, the man couldn't create lightning. No matter how strong he trained with his Devil Fruit, no matter how great he made his hockey, the man wasn't going to produce lasers and lightning, right? He had a limit. No matter how OP that man was, no matter how much he trained. Even Saitama within this, who's a parody character, I doubt he's going to all of a sudden manipulate fire. But I'm saying is what we're seeing on this Vib is we're seeing Tatsumaki as the pinnacle of the Espers, to the point that Psychos and Fubuki and all them could reach this level. They can attain this OP level. All Espers can. She's not unique as far as we know. She just happens to be the best. But through training or whatever, they all have the potential to get to that level. I might be wrong about that. But if that's the case, then Espers I still think are OP, right? Because no matter how strong a character in another series gets, a fire user ain't gonna be shooting ice. It's just not gonna happen. Their fire is gonna be off the charts, but they're never gonna shoot ice. They're never gonna fly. They're never gonna, whatever. So, let's see. Ermac Rules says, I think you should give the manga a try. If I'm not mistaken, you haven't read any. Better watch the anime, says one. Are you referring to Mob? I've read over a couple of hundred manga, but I assume you're saying the Mob Psycho 100. If I assume you're mentioning that, then yeah, people have said, the manga. People are saying the anime. Honestly, guys, I probably won't catch up with that for a very long time. Don't expect any Mob Psycho 100 content on my channel. Don't expect me to get any references because, honestly, I'm just not that interested in it. I might one day pick it up and go, holy shit, this is great, but, that's got to be on my own terms, right? I'm trying to get the motivation to read Attack on Titan and Beastars. I'm trying. No, you mean One Punch Man. I've read the entirety of the manga of One Punch Man. I mean the entire thing. I mean I just read the latest chapter. Vib. Oh no, you mean the webcomic. Yeah, you must mean the webcomic. And no. No, the only reason I can stomach One Punch Man is because Murata draws it. If it was done by a lesser artist, I probably wouldn't read it based on art alone. I need good art. Manga is a visual format. If I don't like it, I don't like it. You can appreciate things, but you don't have to keep up with them and like them. Like you can appreciate all the great artists of the world. But there are some people who think the Mona Lisa is not that goddamn great. You can appreciate that Leonardo da Vinci is an incredible painter, a timeless, who contributed a bunch of shit, but, you might not like the Mona Lisa. You might not like his art style, right? But the thing is, manga is a visual format. If they wanted to tell me an epic story, should have written it down, sort of idea as far as I'm concerned. But if you choose to make your format a comic book or a manga, then the visuals need to be on point. And that's all based on personal preference. That's all bias. Nobody can convince me otherwise. I don't like the Naruto art style. I think it's kind of like one-dimensional. I really don't like it. I got through Naruto, but I still to this day don't really care for the Naruto art style. Kishimoto's art style. Fairy Tail's art style, I really enjoy. Hence why I kept up with Fairy Tail, even though it was getting really bad. Still, the Fairy Tail art style drew me in because it's very nice. Bleach, one of the best art styles. One Piece, Taizai, Toriko. Couldn't get into those three for the longest time because I didn't initially like their art style. It grew on me over time. But you expect me to read the webcomic? That'll never happen. I threaten it sometimes in my Discord, man, but I am never, ever going to read the webcomic. I could not read that. I don't know how people do. I really don't know. I can't even, honestly, BoJack Horseman, I have a hard time getting through because of the art style of BoJack Horseman. I don't like it. I know it's not supposed to be well drawn. I know that's part of the point. I get it. And I know BoJack Horseman is pretty good. Same with Rick and Morty. I'm just like, but they all look so badly drawn. They look dumb. It's so hard. No matter how much comedic gold is in there, it's like that's a visual art style. And if my eyes don't like what I'm seeing, my ears are going to tune it out anyways because I'm not paying enough attention. I know that's harsh, but that's just the way I do things. And I probably miss out on quite a few number of things because of that. Dragon's Rage says, I don't really care how strong characters are as long as they don't take the enjoyment away from the series. See, I think she should be taking an L, and she does take away enjoyment from the series for me. But one says he is reading it and up to date with One Punch Man. The manga, yes. Ermac Rule says, oh yes, that's right, my bad. Correction, webcomic. Yeah, no, not doing that. Vib says, definitely true. I dislike Picasso's art style. Yeah, people do. You can't deny Picasso was genius for his time and all that stuff, but you don't have to like his art style. That's just, and I think a lot of people don't understand that when I say, I can't really get into it. People don't, I keep trying to say, it's not 50-50 either, as far as I'm concerned. The art style chosen, a manga is, the biggest majority is its is its art style, because you chose an art format. It's the visuals. The visuals are the most important thing in any manga. I don't care what percentage you want to use. As far as I'm concerned, they are, because One Piece, which is right now considered the greatest manga of all time, running on plus 20 years. You know how long it took me to get into that? Because I didn't like the art style? You know, like, in all honesty, I watched lesser mangas, not bad ones, but I read lesser manga and watched lesser animes with very classic shonen design characters. Very adult looking, not goofy looking characters, and a cool art style, looking like Bleach and looking like, you know, Dragon Ball Z sort of art styles, based on the fact that my visuals were there. They were there for me, right? So it's funny. I've gotten much better over the years for that, and I've given things much more of a chance and let art styles grow on me and stuff like that. Seven Deadly Sins grow on me a lot, but it's just like that initial reaction, you know. You gotta grab me. You gotta grab me. But anyways, guys, we have actually, man, see, I tried, because one time I did try to make a live stream last a long time, and it was very difficult. It was the Bang and Bomb and Fubuki chapter that was really short, and that live stream was like 45 minutes. Couldn't even get much off the ground, and I was done the chapter and had nothing to talk about. So when I break for things like this, it's meant to break up the break it up a little bit and get, you know, an hour and a half, something worthwhile making a live stream for, you know. I think bare minimum hour and a half live streams, at least over an hour, a good chunk of an hour. But yeah, unfortunately, but anyway, you know, sometimes that doesn't work out. When I saw how short this chapter was, I kept rummaging around in my mind, what can I talk about, what can I bitch about? I didn't realize there'd be enough to talk about in this chapter, because I was already on like page 15 out of 27. I was like, okay, we're kind of cruising here. But yeah, so we're over 2 hours, so that's pretty good. So after I read the last little bit of the chat, we'll be ending the live stream. I got other stuff to do, and it's already past 9 o'clock. There goes my day. Anyways, I mean, good use of a day, I guess. One says, I get you when the art is not good, that it really makes me lose interest. Exactly. Vib says, My Hero Academia has good art too, but I found it's hard to get into its style. Very true, very true. I found that difficult as well. After that, I still skip parts of the manga because I just don't feel like reading it and just waiting for the anime to cover it. Yeah, honestly, sometimes like My Hero Academia, like the latest chapter or the chapter before, I just kind of skimmed it because I was like, yeah, they fight. But since I'm not super invested in the epicness of the fight scenes of the art style, kind of like, okay, where's the important thing going to happen in this chapter? You know? One says, I also don't read One Piece, not because of the art or story, but because of the number of pages. The number of pages. It's got standard Shonen Jump, you know, 15 to 20 pages every week like everybody else. Do you mean the number of chapters? I'll wait for that response for a minute, but yeah, as I said, we gotta end the stream because I got other stuff to do. I was hoping to start the stream earlier, and now we're 2 hours in, and yeah, wow. Anyways, yeah, I got too much on my plate to do, guys. So gonna end this. Yeah, one set chapters. Okay, so we're gonna end the stream, guys. Thanks everyone for coming in. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you back here next time for chapter 129. I might not. I think I'll wait for Vib and Chubb and Greek and One and everybody in my Discord to kind of say, yeah, you should live react to this chapter, or yeah, you shouldn't, you know? Not saying it should only be Garo chapters, but, you know, I didn't think I needed to review this one. It turns into bitching about Tatsumaki, which I'm sure everybody expected. But it's come to be an expectation that I live react to, do a live stream for all the chapters these days. But that doesn't mean I won't skip a few, and where March is kind of heavy, I might skip the next one. You guys are going to have to let me know if chapter 129 is, oh yeah, like, Griever, no spoilers, but you got to live react to this one, you know? I don't mind that. That to me is not a spoiler. That gets me hyped. That means something in here I'm really going to like. So, or really going to hate and rant about. One or the other. But anyways, yeah, I hope you guys, know that and all that shit. And anyways, hope don't get too many dislikes for my Tatsumaki hate, but never know. All right, so Vip said gonna hit 1,000 soon. Not getting into those one. That's too much. Yeah, that's why I won't read it. Well, I'm up to chapter set. I'm up to Dressrosa, so I'm in the 700s right now of rereading One Piece in color. So that's twice I've read that series. And then once I own the whole thing in physical format, I'll be reading that too. So that'll be 3 times I read One Piece. You can get into it. Anyways, all right. So yeah, Dragon's Rage says later. So yeah, later everyone. Have a good night. Good start to the week and everything. Not a bad chapter. Let's hope for another great one. See you, everyone.